Hola, buenos días.
Buenas tardes, buenas noches.
This is Barb.
And this is Estella.
And welcome to
Cafecito.
And Crime. Oh, we did a two-time. Okay, I see you. So I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. How's everybody doing? Feliz Año Nuevo. You know what I was thinking last night at 2 a.m? Which I know I shouldn't have been. Pero there is no New Year songs. Like New Year jingles.
I'm sure there is if you look for some.
I was going to look for some last night.
But I just don't think that there's any famous ones. Like, I think you're expecting como las de Christmas.
Not like Feliz Navidad.
Yeah.
You know? So Feliz Año Nuevo or Feliz Ano Nuevo, because everybody, you know, you can't spell it. For some reason, people be putting ano
instead of the ñ.
Yeah.
Pero, en inglés.
Feliz Año, Ano Nuevo, and Happy New Year.
No. I think there is some. I'm sure if you find some, you can find some.
If you find some, you can find some.
Yeah, you know?
Okay. So today we are actually recording really early in the morning. Not really early, but to...
This is like when we used to record when we first started the podcast, like at this hour.
Yeah. So...
we should get back to that. I am.
Yeah,
personally.
we should. I will try my best. You know, that's all I can do. I that's 2025. I will try my best.
Okay.
Another thing is, do you have a New Year's resolution? So do you have one or no?
I don't know. No, I don't know. I was telling myself earlier that I did, and I was going to write them down. But
like small ones. Like anything small. Like me, do you want to know mine that you didn't ask me? So one of them is I want to use my purse more.
Okay.
Like I want to have a purse. Not that I want a new purse. No, because I have purses. I just want to use the purses that I have. Because I know that a lot of people are like me, that you go to the store y llevas el Apple Pay.
No, and then you see something cute. And
pero llevas el Apple Pay y no usas tu tarjeta. So ya nada más usas el Apple Pay, right?
Yeah.
So then ya no llevo ni like my cards,
and then you don't have
nothing.
Little kids or anything, so it's not like you need to carry for your kids.
Exactly. So then, but the thing is, like, I don't have like my hand sanitizer or anything like that. So last time, my daughter and I went to Goodwill, and this is the reason why this started. In my head, I'm like, I cannot, because we went to Goodwill y luego íbamos a ir a otra tienda y I didn't have hand sanitizer, and I had just went through everybody's life at Goodwill. So, which I don't mind, and I'm glad.
No, but it's not even that, because I'm sure they have to sanitize the clothes, but otra gente touches it, you know?
So I'm like, I need hand sanitizer. The only thing I had on me was my keys and my phone. That's it. Y luego, I didn't even have anywhere to put my phone. So, because I was wearing leggings, and then I usually have like a pocket or something. On my leggings.
Or jeans. You're wearing jeans sometimes.
Y nada. So then I was like, you know what? Next year, 2025, I'm going to use a purse. Okay. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that has this. Like, I go grocery shopping. You don't even need your fucking purse anymore. Grocery shopping. You don't need your card. Because before, H-E-B didn't have
I think for me, it's more like of a security thing to have something to hold on to.
Really? You have to have a purse?
Like, I have to have a purse. It's not I carry like a little crossbody, you know? But like, I have to have something wrapped around me. So I have like crossbodies. I have whatever. I have purses. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I have backpacks. Like, I can carry a purse. It's not that. It's just that I just do not. I need to force myself to take it. Yeah. Which is really dumb. To me, at least. That you need to force it? Maybe you should just put it at your entry. Like,
No. It's not that. It's just I'll have it there and it'll sit there, and then I will never I won't go. Like, I'll just go and I grab my keys and me voy. And then next thing you know, I'm at the store.
Well, hang it where your keys are at.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I guess I just, into my mind, 2025, I need to carry a purse.
Okay.
That's going to be
I think for me, and I think I tried this last time. I know it's really stupid, but...
It's not stupid. There's nothing stupid.
I need to stop holding my pee.
Yeah.
You know, like, if I need to, bitch, just get up and go.
Ve al baño, güey, no mames.
It takes you a minute or two, you know, like, it's okay.
Yeah. And you know what? So my sister-in-law, the other one, always tells us a story about how Estela would hold her pee when she was little.
Oh, yeah.
Like, because she wanted to play. So maybe she thinks she's playing, pero ya, güey, ya puedes ir al baño. O sea, no te pasa nada.
Yeah, like when I'm working on something, or even when I'm working on a case or at work, you know, I'm like, me ando, güey. But I'm like, no, okay, let me answer just one more email. Okay, let me just do this real quick. Let me just, you know, work on this spreadsheet real quick. Like, No, bitch.
So now,
get up and go to the
pee.
restroom.
Yeah, go pee. So, en vez de preguntarme tú a mí, ¿ya tomaste agua? Te voy a decir, ¿ya miaste?
Yeah.
¿Ya miaste?
Yep.
Tienes que ir, vamos.
Yeah. Because, we don't...
You never know. Yeah, in a lot of the times, like, I've...
Oh, and also, which I started doing good last year, but, things happened and then anxieties went up and stuff, but, like, be off my phone. Like, not be on my phone as much. Because I carry my phone everywhere. Mm-hmm. Again, because I feel like I have to have something on me. If not, I feel weird. But I don't need to take my phone, put up a video so I could brush my teeth.
No. You don't need to do that. Yeah.
Because I need to have YouTube playing all the time. Like, that's like my comfort.
Yeah. My husband's like that.
It's YouTube. Like, I need to have YouTube on the background and I'll start watching like random videos that are interesting to me, like lawyers or whatever, stuff like that.
Definitely. It doesn't have to be like random
or like
to everybody.
Or like pop culture, like chismes and stuff. But I have to. I'm like, it takes me longer to be...
No, because aquí que encuentras el pinche video.
Yes.
No, yo, and so like in my case, ¿sabes qué hago yo? Que it's a big deal for me. If I shower, I need to have a video on. And sometimes
I do too.
It's like, pero it's just a shower. Because ayer lavé el baño, limpié y todo. I don't need my phone. I don't need anything. I was just going around. Pero when I shower, like for some reason, it's like my comfort thing. Like I have to have a video on. You know what?
I used to too, that I even bought a speaker for my shower.
Oh, you took it too far. Not me.
I went to Five Below and I bought a speaker it was waterproof. You just suction it to your tile or to your wall.
Do you still have it? You can have it.
I do.
Let me have it. Because
no, I'm going to still use it.
Ay, pendeja.
I'll buy you one.
Okay.
And then it's así, like it pops out like different colors. You can answer a call in the restroom and everything.
No, I can't do
But no,
that.
I just need it so I can, listen to a video or like an audiobook.
A mí se me tira toda el agua de donde estoy con la because I don't have Estela has a door.
You have a
I have
curtain.
a shower curtain.
Yeah.
So a mí se me tira, cuando me salgo está todo tirado.
No way. I make sure I prop the phone exactly, and then you have to, hide the camera para que no te vean, because you're naked.
Duh.
And then I prop it, and then I see it, and then the shower door gets foggy, and I have to be cleaning it so I can see what's happening.
So stupid.
No, I need to stop. No,
we need to stop.
I think I started doing well last year for like the first couple of months, and you're just more present when you're like at dinner or with somebody, But I think it's more like
I think that in these last few months, when things started to happen for us, that we started getting like, crazy, that you were on it, like you're on it all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm talking to her in the case that we're talking about, and she's on her phone.
Yeah, like I need to look up pictures, or I need to see who's like, what, and I look up more of the case on my phone.
And I'm like, am I not interesting to you, bitch?
No, it's not that. But anyways, I think...
But that we're going to work on it.
Yeah, we're going to work on it.
And I hope everybody else...
We can all just try our best,
Yes, because that's what I'm going to do.
Oh, and then write it down so I can like visualize it.
You need
more.
to write it down or put it on your board, like in your desk or something.
We're gonna my friends and I we're gonna get together, and then we're gonna work on like vision boards and stuff.
Yeah, we did vision boards. I think
we all need it.
We did vision boards in Dallas, and they actually have vision board stickers.
Yeah,
and I almost had a heart attack, but I can't have anything because I'm on a no spend January. So yeah. But anyway,
we should probably get into this case.
Yeah, we should probably do that. But I'm pretty sure everybody really cared about what we.
Yeah, you could probably skip about 10 minutes in the intro if you want to.
Hey, you know what? We're glad that you're here, and we really do appreciate everybody that was new this year, and let's see what 2025 brings us. So, Estela,
Oh, also, I wanted to say, we know this episode's late, so we're trying to not skip a week.
We're trying.
So if it'll maybe just be a late week, like if it's not up Thursday, it will probably be up Friday or no later than Saturday. Just we're trying that this year, again, we're just trying our best.
We're trying our
to
best.
Make sure that we get the episode up every week.
Para eso es 2025. We try our best. So I hope everybody had a good New Year's. So we are going to start on our episode. Estela, what we got today?
Okay, so for today's case, we are going to Warren, Detroit.
Warren. You know who Warren is?
No, whoa, stupid bitch. I am so dumb. Detroit it's Warren, Michigan, Vergas.
Oh, y yo todavía Warren. Because you know who Warren is? Warren cheated on Elle Woods.
Oh, I don't care about him.
Girl, he is a zero.
He is not even in my brain that I didn't even register that was his name, girl.
But anyway, so if you would like to come with us to Warren, Michigan.
Yes.
Not Detroit, pendeja.
But Detroit is a city también.
It's okay. We're half asleep.
They're close by.
Oh, they're close by?
Yeah.
Ah, bueno, pues some neighbors.
Yeah.
So if you'd like to come with us to Warren, then go ahead and grab your cafecitos.
And let's get started. So Warren is a northern suburb of Detroit. See,
that's probably why you read Detroit.
Yeah, sorry. And with its proximity to the city known for General Motors, pues.
General Motors.
And M&M.
And M&M. That's all that we care about from there. No, I'm just kidding.
So Warren wasn't completely left out of, being part of the major automotive industry, The GM Technical Center, where the primary design and engineering takes place, is actually located in Warren.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And it is also home to Detroit Arsenal, which is the first manufacturing plant ever built for the mass production of tanks in the United States.
Of what?
Tanks.
Oh, tanks.
Yeah.
Like, gas tanks.
No, tanks como like for the army and shit.
Holy shit. Okay. All right.
It was established in 1940 under Chrysler, and the plant was owned by the U.S. government until 1996.
I've always wondered what's inside of a tank. Like on the movies hay un chingo de botones, pero what is in there?
I think now with technology, toda la cosa.
I know. That's
you
crazy.
can actually just probably take a tour of one.
I don't think so, because then they'll know exactly what's inside.
Sí, pendeja, pero a lo mejor es uno que it's not like working anymore,
That's national
maybe.
security, bitch. You can't do that. I'm not going to look it up, bitch.
There was, I saw something on Threads that said that thanks to the University of Harvard or something, you can actually take a tour of the Pyramid of Giza.
Yes, but that's a Pyramid of Giza. We're talking about our national security.
It's a tank.
Okay, fine. I'm not looking it up.
I'm going to send you a video.
No, you better not.
Sí, te lo voy a mandar.
No, porque el government's watching.
Can't you go to like a tour y te puedes meter a uno and shit?
Pero no son los de ahorita, güey.
¿Por eso? No. You want one updated, así como de 2025.
2025, porque dices tú que with the technology, I'm like, okay, good job to
They're
Warren.
just probably faking it online, entonces, and that's not really what it looks like.
Exactly, dude, porque tú crees que les va a decir a enemies what they have?
Ay, Barbie.
You never know.
No. Anyways, so for today's case, it's really wild because these are things that girls, like teenagers, go through every single day. Yeah. It happens every single day, it never leads to what today's case ended up leading to. It's crazy. It's really sad and tragic.
I have a teen.
Yeah. So today's case takes place in Fitzgerald High School in 2018. It is a public school that we know now is in Warren, of course, and it's about 20 minutes from downtown Detroit.
Okay, so sí está medio lejitos.
Well, because it's in Warren, and Warren is a suburb of Detroit. The school is known for its academics, with a lot of kids taking AP and college courses and the many clubs that it offers, not just to students, but also to parents.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like many other schools, it has its cliques.
Yeah.
And when I heard this, it kind of reminded me, because they said it's a very cliquey school, like very cliquey. And when I heard that it was that way, it kind of reminded me of Mean Girls, cuando Janice and Damien are taking Katie and showing her like the lunch tables and who's who. That's what I pictured in my mind.
But it's so real. Like cliques and then mom cliques is real.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm telling you, because I go through it all the time where, there's these moms and then there's these moms. It really, it's really
It
real.
happens.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like many other schools, like I just said, it's full of cliques, and where the popular kids are like the jocks or the athletic kids. In Fitzgerald, it's the smart kids that are popular.
Well, yeah, duh. Because everybody there is like AP and all of that stuff,
mostly,
right?
I mean, so one of the smart popular kids was 15-year-old Danyna Gibson.
Okay. I had to register that. I'm sorry. I don't know why it took me so long. I was like... I don't know. I every time I hear a name, I'm like, have I heard that name before? I don't know if you do that, but I always say, but no, I've never heard that name.
Tanaya,
It's unique.
Gibson. So issues that fuel this case began a year prior in 2017. So we'll start from 2017 and then we'll work up our way to the 2018. So she was born on November 20th, 2001, and began her junior year in the fall of 2017. Tanaya was a straight-A student who put in the work. Bitch, truly. Where do you have the energy? Can I have some? Is it because you're young and you have natural energy? Because I don't have it.
I think that they do have natural energy, but then there's some that don't have any. Like mine doesn't do shit.
Yeah, she does.
Well, I mean, yeah, pero at home she doesn't do nothing.
Yeah.
Pero en la escuela, I mean, it's because I think that they're just driven by school. Like, that's what they know. Like, they're like, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that.
So obviously this, like, it wasn't just in 2017 that she was part of all these groups, but I'm sure it was throughout her high school career. She was part of the student government, participated in community
government,
participated in community fundraisers, was in the honor society, the multicultural club, cross country.
Work.
She was in the color guard, the band, and robotics team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
According to her dad, Preston Gibson, she wanted to pursue computer engineering after high school. Like, she wanted to build robots.
She was going to probably build some of those tanks.
Maybe.
She's going to be amazing.
She was
I'm thinking they was because she passed away, because you keep saying was. So yeah.
She was described by others as an extrovert.
I hate this already.
She was always smiling and talking. She was goofy, fun, and sassy. She would also just help everybody in any way that she possibly could. She always mmade sure that nobody felt left out.
Pobrecita.
An old schoolmate of hers named Kayla, which we'll hear about Kayla a lot, said that she gave off the energy of the sun.
Wow.
Yeah. And when you look her up and when you see like her social media posts or, social media videos and pictures, you like her energy comes off the screen. Like, you can see that. And she was always smiling. And she wanted to be valedictorian of her class.
She was going to be valedictorian.
Yeah.
That was her goal.
She was working towards that. Mm-hmm. So she was on top of everything from what I just said. And she wasn't afraid to remind people of it. It is reported that she would say, hey, like, let's not forget who's on top of the pack here.
Okay.
Yeah. She was like, I am the shit. And she was,
That's okay. Giving a, ¿cómo se le llama? A secure, a sure of yourself moment. Yeah. It's okay.
At school, her friend group consisted of about 6 girls and then Aya. They were always seen together at breakfast, at lunch, if they had lunch together, after school. So they were like the cool girls, They also, of course, had other friends in their friend group. For example, one of the 6 girls that was part of Danya's friend group, her name was Jacayla, or is Jacayla, she was close to Kayla, which the one that I just said, we'll hear about her a lot. So, they were all just friendly, todos se juntaban. Another girl who was in their friend group too is Tanaya Lewis. She was also a junior in the fall of 2017. And it seemed that she was Danya's biggest competition for the spot of valedictorian for the class of 2019.
Shit.
Tanaya, much like Danyna, I'm sorry, it sounds a little bit confusing, was also extremely intelligent. She was also a straight A student. She was taking college classes and she was very dedicated to her academics. She was more sportier, I guess you can say, than Danyna. And
there's some that are a little bit sportier and a little bit more, like, I've seen this in the school. Like, yeah, I'm telling you, because my daughter's in the fucking 8th grade. So it's like there's some that are sportier, but then there's some that are really girly.
Yes.
And then, so I can imagine her. Like, I could just picture them when you're talking about them.
Yeah. See, she dressed more casual. She dressed in like hoodies and jeans, just a little bit more relaxed. And she wasn't as extroverted as Danyna was. But again, quiet. They were all friends.
Yeah.
So academically, Danyna and Tanaya were on the same level. But like outside of that, the one thing that Tanaya had, que la otra no tenía, era un novio, a boyfriend. And at that age, that matters, like...
I'm not going to go through that. I'm not going to tell you.
It's like, you're smart. You have all this shit going on for you. Like, you might be valedictorian and you have a boyfriend. Girl, you got it all.
You got it all. You everything. You everything right now.
You the shit.
And the urine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Tanaya's boyfriend was a boy named Evan Garosp. I hope I'm saying that properly. They met when they were in the 8th grade and didn't begin dating until a little bit later. So by like 2018, they had been dating for about 2 years. And Evan was described as a ginger with freckles. Which kind of, when I saw his pictures and stuff like that, he was also wearing glasses. Kind of reminded me of Ed Sheeran for like a little bit. Yeah. He was cool and dressed nicely every day. He was always cracking jokes, and he
probably would wear cologne.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
He was very friendly, and much like Tanaya, he was a very people person. Pues he was friends with like everybody. So Evan was Kayla's best friend. Remember Kayla from the beginning? And they had been friends since the 7th grade, which is when she met him, right? So Kayla knew him before he had met Tanaya. So just keep that in mind for a little bit, right? Just, ella lo conoció primero.
I'm going to put it in my pocket.
Yeah, put it in your pocket. In your robe pocket?
In my robe pocket. Aquí
okay. Got it. Tanaya and Evan were described as a very cute couple. He'd walk her to class every day, to every class that he possibly could. And she was always holding on to his arm, not his hand, su actual arm. He had even given her a promise ring. Pues.
That is cute.
So even though it seemed that they were in a committed relationship, it is reported that Tanaya felt insecure in her relationship with Evan and felt que other girls wanted him. Así como que otras muchachas se le quedaban mirando mucho a su novio, pues.
But she has so much going on, and she's so secure of herself. So,
but you're a teenager, dude. You know, like
at the end of the day, they're still teenagers.
And I mean, I think that happens with us now, también. You know.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, God, like, I wish somebody would be like, girl, it's okay.
Yeah, it's not that.
It's not that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but at that age...
you're right. And you're probably going to say that a lot, because at that age, you know...
Nobody can tell you anything.
Nobody can tell you anything. I'm just saying, like, as an outsider, like, girl.
You're like, I wish you would understand.
No entiendes que hay muchos pescados.
I mean, and we do that with, not like with a boy or anything like that, but like even your daughter, when we talk to her, she's having issues at school with her friends, and she's really down about it. Like we tell her everything, you know.
The same.
And
it doesn't register.
And it's not. She's not. Yeah. 13, about to be 14. So,
but the thing is, como quiera, like you still, it's cringy, you know.
No, not even. It's not cringy.
No, it's cringy to hear that, because you're like, it's okay.
Yeah.
You know, as a mom, I'm like, dude, it's just a boy. There's so many boys out there, blah, blah, blah. But in that moment, that's their life.
Yeah.
You know, that's their world. So I understand, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, stop.
It's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, like I just said, ella sentía que other girls wanted him, so she started to become possessive of Evan. Kayla stated that Tanaya didn't even want Evan to talk to her, which, remember, they had met first. They had been friends longer.
It's in my pocket. So
yeah, in case you forgot, you know. It wasn't very long, though. You had to keep it in your pocket, actually.
Oh, okay.
But despite that, they remained friends, so they would still talk to each other. But things would only get worse.
Okay.
During their junior year, Tanaya and Evan were taking an AP class together, and they ended up getting partnered up for the year. So they would get together and study, mostly at Evan's house. They both had a lot in common from, you know, what I said earlier, as far as their personalities went, and were always goofing around and laughing, and Tanaya did not like that at all. During their study time, Tanaya interrupted them constantly by calling Evan nonstop. And Tanaya, como que, she was like, dude, what the fuck is going on? What's her problem? We're just studying. And remember, según ellas también, they were friends.
Es que está cabrón, Estela.
Yeah.
Está cabrón because, like, now that you're saying that, like, te imaginas, like, you're in school and you're trying to get your education, whatever. And
you're trying to be at the top of the education.
Be at the top of the game. All of these kids are really smart or whatever. Y luego, para que esté like, dude, I'm just studying. Like, calm down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, fuck, man, that's crazy.
And I don't know if you have a promise ring. I don't know. But obviously, your insecurities always override everything else. The logic, you know? Evan would tell Kayla about Tanaya getting mad at him for talking to Danyna. And he'd tell her that she didn't want him to be friends with her, and that even when she was over at his house when they were studying, she'd tell him that she needed to leave. He was frustrated with her, even though that he loved her, because she was prohibiting him from doing certain things that he wasn't doing anything wrong, you know?
Yo, he's a kid too.
Yeah.
Like, they're all, think about it.
Yeah.
He's doing the same thing. They're all kids. You imagine if somebody would tell him, oh, your son can't be talking, but you don't tell my son what to do. You know what I mean? Like, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's where I'm at right now. Because I'm over here, I'm the mom in the robe.
Yeah.
You know? I'm just like, I see. Just shaking my head.
I need to talk to somebody.
Yeah, like I need to talk to your parent. I need to talk to that girl's parent and because I've thought about this before. You know, when there's been girls that have been bullying my daughter, and I'll be like, I'm gonna go talk to that lady. I'm not gonna be rude,
but I'm tell her something.
Be like, hey, you know what? We need to watch out with our children. Something is going on. You know, because
mostly yours is a problem.
Well, mine doesn't say anything.
Yeah,
so
that's the problem.
Pero like, hey, like for example, if his mom would be like, you know, let's talk for a little bit. Like, this is not okay. Let me go talk to her mom. A ver si le puede calmar el carro or something. Like, calm down.
As the school year progressed, Evan and Danyna continued to get together for their schoolwork. I mean, there was no way around it, bitch. Like, they had to work. Y esto más encabronaba a Tanaya.
Girl.
She became even more possessive. She needed to know where he was at all times. She was always texting him and demanding to know who he was with. When she would see Danyna and Evan walking in the hallway at school, who were just friends, let's not forget, there wasn't anything going on. Le ardía la sangre a la güey.
Girl.
And you were able to see it on her face. She wasn't able to hide it. Kayla stated that as Tanaya's possessiveness grew, she even tried to convince Evan to break up with her.
She was probably like, dude, why are you with this girl? We're studying.
No, this is Kayla, his best friend.
His best friend. Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad. I got confused there. They all their names sound the same.
Yeah. That didn't go over well with Evan. Like, he took offense to that, and it caused them to, like, not speak for a bit, for like a couple of months. So in December, Evan finally, el solo, grew tired of her jealousy. He had had enough after she had demanded to track his phone so she could know where he was at all times.
Wow.
These are 17-year-olds, just saying.
I'm saying, like...
You know. So he broke up with her. Tanaya was heartbroken, but also angry. And angry at Evan, but mostly towards Tanaya, because she felt that she was somehow involved. I don't know if maybe she just, the added pressure of, you know, we're both competing for valedictorian just added like an additional layer to her being so angry about the whole Evan thing that, you know?
I don't know. I don't think so.
So why?
I think it had to. Everything has to do with Evan. At that moment, she would have
been angry. Like it would have been anyone that would have gotten partnered up with him.
I don't think it was just. It so happened that he got partnered up with him.
It was just anybody.
That she got partnered up with Evan, but it could have been anybody, dude. She was just.
De por sí no quería que le hablara Kayla, and they had been friends longer. Mm-hmm. One afternoon, Danyna is at lunch with one of her friends, and she mentions to them that she has a crush on a boy named Jack. At this table is also Tanaya, because remember, they're like in the same friend group. And she was sitting quietly, and she wasn't really como participando en la conversation. Since Tanaya le tenía coraje a Danyna, she did something to get back at her, pues, in her mind.
In her mind.
She needed to do that. Mm-hmm. So not long after, to everyone's shock, Tanaya and Jack began dating.
No. Oh, shit.
So Danyna confronted her.
Yeah.
And essentially tells her that, you know, she violated the girl code. And Tanaya is not sorry at all and lets her know as much.
She's like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I'm not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry, Pookie.
Not even. Sorry, not sorry. She just said not sorry.
Oh, shit. Damn, so she's a savage, dude.
So Danyna now decides...
I'm going to take the first sip of coffee of the morning.
So Danyna decided to get back at Tanaya and knew exactly just how to do so.
What?
So she joined the cross-country team, which Evan was a part of.
Are you kidding me?
Now they would be spending more time together because remember, they were already partners in class, and now
they're going to be partners in
cross-country
at the school. Oh my gosh.
Now,
the drama.
For reals. Tanaya was like, fuck that. So she broke up with Jack. And
Pobrecito Jack. He doesn't even know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, and she decided to pursue Evan again.
Okay.
Tanaya. I mean, quién sabe que le dijo honestly to get back into his good graces. Maybe it was like, hey, I'm going to chill. I'm going to be more relaxed. Y ya no me voy a andar, being a 5-stage clinger.
I mean, pero ¿sabes qué? Like, he really liked her porque, like, he gave her a promise ring.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So, and he only broke up with her because she was being overbearing.
Yeah, but he probably
clingy.
was like, let's chill and then we could be together. But if we don't chill,
then we can't be together. So, quién sabe, again, like, quién sabe qué le dijo, but it worked. And they were a couple once again by the spring of 2018. So even though she had him back, the fact that Danyna and Evan were now on the cross-country team together and practicing daily started to eat at her again. Oh Como que le ganaba más, and it drove her crazy.
Do you think, is that something that is like a mental problem? Like, do you think that people like that need like counseling, like help? Like, I
can't say. I mean, I don't know what else is going on in her life. I don't know if everything just kind of spilled over.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Because, I mean, girl, you're a baby. Like, it's not that, like I said, once again, it's not that big of a deal.
Maybe, you know how some people have, like, obsessive personalities? Like, they just become fixated.
Yeah. So maybe, like, or people that eat dry wine.
And she's so smart. So, I mean...
Like, I don't know. Like, she should, like, I would think, why do I keep saying, like, I feel like, there it goes again. I feel like, once again,
I believe
that maybe she should get help in another way so that she doesn't have to do that because what if it isn't him?
But
maybe
también it's hard to say because she has a lot going on herself, so it's not como que, her life revolves around his because she has her own stuff,
But girl, if she makes time for everything, she'll probably make time for
of course.
For that.
So. Yeah. She started to revert back to her old ways, which is not surprising, such as looking at his cell phone often and making sure or asking where he was and with whom.
Pobrecita.
According to Kayla, it went so far as Tanaya going through Evan's Snapchat and deleting all the girls that were his friends on the app. And that included her and Danyna.
That's crazy right there.
By that summer, Evan again, so they already graduated, junior year. So that summer, Evan again had enough of Tanaya and broke up with her again. And again, she took it very hard. And by the time the new school year rolled around, the fall of 2018, she still hadn't recovered from the breakup. She returned to school more reserved. She just kept to herself a lot, always had her hoodie on, with headphones on, and she just focused on her schoolwork.
And I mean, I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but she should have done that since the beginning and not focused on...
But she did. I mean, she was always focused.
Well, sí, por eso, pero like, she should have just kept like...
I mean, we say that in hindsight as adults.
Yeah, as adults. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. This is a hard case.
Yeah. While she knew Evan didn't want to be with her, she still tried to at least be his friend because it was better to have him around in some capacity than nothing at all. But in comparison, that wasn't a fart. Barbie just scratched the...
Did it sound like a fart?
A little bit.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. But it's okay. You just, your mug scratched the surface of the desk.
They can think whatever they want to think. People fart, okay?
So like I just said, in comparison to Tanaya, Danyna was thriving in all aspects, She was focused on her goal. It was senior year. She's going to crush this shit,
She was, yeah.
So during one of her chit-chats at lunch with one of her friends, Deja, Danyna finds out an important piece of information. Chisme. Like top of the line. Mm-hmm. Top of the line chisme.
Wheel.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yes. Deja tells her that Tanaya told her a secret and that she could not tell anyone. And Danyna was like, yeah, I won't tell anyone. So she agreed.
Lies. Don't believe anybody that says, I'm going to tell you a secret, but you cannot tell anybody. And they say, I'm not. No, don't believe them.
El chisme was that Tanaya told her that she had cheated on Evan a few months back when they were still together in the spring.
With who?
Nobody knows. It's not pertinent to the case. Danyna, now knows, she's like, what a hypocrite.
True.
She was probably projecting what she was doing onto Evan and their relationship.
Which that happens a lot.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So things were completely out of control, like, hey, what the fuck?
On adults and stuff, everything. Yeah. But damn, that's some crazy shit. You imagine going to school with that burden? Like, Like, and then your mom is like, ve a la escuela, tienes que portarte bien.
You have to get all straight A's in.
And then you have to do all this. And then all straight A's because you want to be valedictorian. And then on top of that, with all of this mess, that's crazy, dude.
When Danyna got home, from learning this information, she called one of her other friends and I guess asked her if she should tell Evan or not.
No, she should have been like, can I tell you something you cannot tell anybody?
No, okay, hold on. Because by that point, Evan and Danyna had become closer. Still just friends, though. They're just friends. And so that friend that she was on the phone with pretty much told her to let it go and mind her own fucking business.
I like her. What is her name? Do you know?
I don't remember.
She's the bad bitch of the story.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But Danyna no se quedó a gusto, pues.
Just let it go, babe. Just let it go.
The next day, while they were riding on a bus for, I think something to do with cross country, they were going to a meet or something, quién sabe. Danyna reveals to Evan that earlier in the year, in April to be exact, Tanaya had sex with someone else and, quote, put him at risk.
Not sex. Like, she took it to another level.
Now, even though they were no longer together, because remember, Evan and Tanaya by this point were not together, he was really fucking upset. He confronted her and asked her if it was true, and I'm assuming que esta le dijo que it was, and he was so upset that he even asked her to return the promise ring que le había dado.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's the end.
He was heartbroken.
Yeah.
He was heartbroken for sure.
So him taking back the ring was essentially the final nail in the coffin and solidified that they were never going to get back together.
No.
Yeah.
No, like Bill Taylor.
And I think Tanaya knew this too because she said, quote, I would have slit my wrist and taken this to my grave before I ever told you. So I'm assuming she asked him how he found out, but he didn't tell her.
Or at least somebody didn't say what he was supposed to say.
So this wasn't a secret because this was going around. Like, people were talking about this. Other people knew this already. So I think he was going to find out regardless. Pero esta le dijo primero, Because
I think he probably got more hurt the fact where he got the information from, dude.
Y esta le dijo, y lo Danyna told him as soon as she found out. She told him the very next day.
That's what I'm saying. And I think that hurt him more because he's like, okay, you were like you said, she's a hypocrite. You won't let me do my work and shit.
And she's the one that's telling me that. Yeah. So. Because even Kayla, she was like, yeah, I knew this too. And, I found out through mutual friends. So I'm telling you, it was probably like a matter of time before he found out. It wasn't like a tight kept secret or something.
I mean, nothing is. And it's fucking high school, dude.
And somehow it started going around in their friend group that it was Danyna que le había dicho. De por sí, she already had her suspicions that it had been her. And this just solidified them, So it got back to Danyna that Tanaya knew that it had been her. So she decided to kind of get in front of it. Y Danyna le habló a Tanaya directly to talk about it. And she owned up to telling Evan and she was calling to apologize. Which is, I thought that was really mature.
Very mature.
To get ahead of it. She's like, yeah, it was me. I'm sorry.
It was me. I'm sorry. I heard it from so-and-so. I thought it was good information.
He needed to know.
Not good information, but information that he needed to know.
Yeah.
Y le dije.
Tanaya told her that she didn't accept her apology and that something was going to happen. And she hung up. Le colgó.
She didn't. I mean, just like she said, I'm not sorry.
Afterwards, she sent a text to Danyna telling her, quote, you made the biggest mistake.
Holy shit. That's scary. I'm scared and I'm not even there.
Sometime later, I think it was at band practice, Danyna is telling a couple of her friends about the call that, she had with Tanaya and how she expected Tanaya to want to fight her at school. Obviously, she didn't want to fight because she would be risking a lot, like her academic,
Girl,
like her future.
Yes.
But she wasn't not going to stand up for herself. Like, so ella se iba a defender, you know?
But, I mean, I just feel like at that point, what do you do? Like, you're like, they're attacking me. I'm not going to just sit there and let her attack me,
Right. So on September 12th, the day began like any other day. Tanaya called Evan for a ride to school, which, it was like a common thing. And he picked her up and she started to apologize profusely. But the more that she apologized, the more angry it made him. And honestly, I can't tell you why he decided to pick her up after he had already found out the information. Maybe he just wanted to hear what she had to say. But I don't know. ¿Quién sabe? Who knows?
I mean,
they're kids.
They're kids, yeah.
Yeah. They get to school, and as they are parting ways to go to their first period, Tanaya gives Evan $100 and tells him that that's everything I got. Evan's confused. He has no idea what was going on. And one report says that he was confused, but there's another report that said that she was giving him money because it had been his birthday. So, quién sabe, it doesn't matter. Pero hoy le dio dinero.
I need money right now.
Can I have $100?
That's a lot of money for you to just be busting out. If my daughter,
at 17.
Yeah, if my daughter was trying
and
to
giving it to a boy,
like, here you go, money, bitch. Girl, we ain't got no groceries, and you're giving people money.
So she made her way to class, and so did he. Remember, this was first period. After first period, she made her way to her second period, which was economics, which she took with Kayla and Danyna.
Oh shit.
She made her way inside the class with her headphones on, again, quiet. She just...
No le habló a nadie.
No le habló a nadie. She sat down in her seat and was slouching. Danyna walked in también, and she was walking towards the back where se sentaba, and on her way to her seat, she passed Tanaya's seat, and she had some books on her desk, and she bumped them and knocked them off the desk onto the floor. Kayla said that when she looked at Danyna after she had already sat down, she noticed that she was just staring blankly at the board, y que no se estaba, like she wasn't smiling, which was a first because she was always smiling. So I don't know if at that moment, like she could just feel that something was about to go down.
Yeah. She probably was, oh shit, here we go.
It could happen because we're in the same class,
Girl, my stomach hurts right now and I'm not even in the class.
Evan, who was in a different class, got a text from Tanaya asking him if he liked Danyna. And he responded with something along the lines of, I don't have to tell you.
That was it. That was the straw that broke the camel's back.
So about 10 minutes into the economics class, the teacher tells the students to get into teams. It caused a lot of commotion, because they're...
Dude, that was my favorite shit in the world. Because nobody wanted to be on my team because I'm a loser. But it was the coolest thing ever when you get to go sit by your friend. You be like, oh, girl, what's up,
Like I said, it caused a lot of commotion. Kids are getting up, moving, looking for their partners,
and
moving
desks
and everything. So at the same time, at 8:25, Evan got another text from Tanaya that said, it's time. And he responded by asking her what she meant, but received no answer. So according to Kayla, who was sitting down with her headphones in, and she's like, I was just sitting down working on my work, but my headphones didn't have any music. She says that out of the corner of her eye, she noticed Tanaya. And she noticed Danyna first and then Tanaya walking behind her, and they were walking really fast. She said that she didn't think anything of it, that she thought that they were playing or something. And another student who was also in the classroom named Francesca, she said that she just remembered hearing screaming and people began hopping over a desk. And I think it is reported that some people started going for windows también.
Windows? What was going on?
Kayla then said that she got up and she saw blood from the back of the classroom to the side of it and towards the front. And then then people began to scream to call 911.
What the fuck happened?
Now, there is a recording. And at first, it sounds like the person that called was a student asking for an ambulance because there was a student that was bleeding in the class. And then it sounds like an adult took over. The 911 operator asked if what had happened and if there was a weapon. And that person on the line tells the operator that there was a fight, but that there wasn't a weapon that they knew of.
But the other person was bleeding.
Right.
Okay.
So there were police nearby, and they arrived at the high school within a minute after the call. And by the point that they got there, the school was going on lockdown. Meanwhile, the school resource officer made his way into the classroom and saw blood on the floor, and he saw a student also laying there. And it was Danyna, and she was facing down along with the knife next to the body.
Holy shit.
And then he turned over, and then he began to perform CPR.
Yeah.
The students were quickly ushered to another classroom, which you can actually see on surveillance because the class was at the very corner of the hallway, and it was like a T hallway like this. And the camera was very right here in the middle, and you could see all down the hallway, and the class was very in the corner.
So se miraba todo como de un lado a otro, yeah.
Yeah, you could see everybody coming out of the classroom. And kids, things happen so fast that even Kayla said, she's like, dude, we didn't realize what had happened. We just knew people were crying and that we were being ushered out of the room.
She probably didn't even realize who was on the floor.
Right. Because they were people get out. And it was like, I think when everybody was in the room together, because they moved them to a different room, that people started realizing what had happened. And students began texting other students, which that happened around 8:31, which was
right at the
6 minutes.
Yes.
6 minutes after Tanaya had texted Evan, it's time.
What the hell?
The word got around to Evan, so he then texted Tanaya and asked her what she had done. And again, received no answer.
Where was she at this point? Do you know?
I'll get to it right now. So Evan then texted his friend Zach, which was in the classroom, in the economics classroom, and asked him if Tanaya had done something. And Zach said that she had stabbed Danyna.
Oh my God, Estela, are you kidding me?
When police made it inside the classroom, I don't know why I said it like that.
Because they ran. They ran.
Yeah. When police made it inside the classroom, they found the kitchen knife, which was a 3-inch blade.
Holy shit!
It actually had been placed inside a trash can by the dean of discipline, Mark Sonnenfeld. So
he picked it up.
Mr. Mark, he was actually the husband of the teacher whose classroom that was, Mrs. Sonnenfeld. Mm-hmm. And you can see everything on the surveillance. He heard the call to respond to his wife's classroom. And when he saw the knife, he grabbed towels. He grabbed towels.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah.
And placed, picked it up.
He's an officer, because my first thought was...
No, and it's weird to say that. It's a weird coincidence that they had just had, faculty had training 2 weeks before.
Wow.
About what to do in a type of situation like this, or if anything else happened bigger, So he grabbed the towels and he placed the knife in a trash can just away from everything, So that's where police found it when they came into the room. So nobody else
would, or maybe re-pick it up or something?
Right, or contaminate it or whatever. Since Danyna had run from the back of the classroom to the front of it, she left a trail of blood. It was 58 feet long.
What the fuck? Where did she stab her?
We'll get there. Detectives knew that Danyna had been stabbed, but they didn't know how things had happened. And if there's a silver lining here, I guess you could say that there were at least 20-something kids that had been witnesses.
It could have been a lot worse if it was, something else.
So when they spoke to the kids, they all essentially stated the same thing. Francesca, who I just mentioned earlier, said that she had heard Danyna scream and saw Tanaya stab her in the back as she was running. She also added that Tanaya looked happy as she was doing it and was saying that she was going to kill her.
What? It's because of that rage that she had, dude.
I think you maybe
blanked out. Yeah, I'm not giving her the benefit of the doubt.
Making an excuse,
pero imagine all of these things and all this rage that she had. She was gonna. I would have rather her fight her, actually them go at it, than her put on that rage into this knife
and stab her,
and then 58 feet of blood. What the hell?
Kayla also stated that she had the biggest smile on her face and that her eyes were blank as she was stabbing Tanaya.
Es que estaba enraged,
And then Zach told investigators that he saw Tanaya, quote, pound Danyna's back, and that he also heard her scream that she was going to kill her while looking mad and angry and happy at the same time.
Mad, angry, and happy.
So when the stabbing was taking place, again, there was a lot of chaos. And Danyna and Tanaya made it to the front of the room. And the teacher, Mrs. Sonnenfeld, when she saw Tanaya, she grabbed her and pushed her out of the class. Pushed her out of the class into the hallway. Again, you can see it.
Wow. But you know what? Her training. Yeah. Oh, my God. Good job for that teacher, man.
And she was fighting back to get back into the class. Yeah. Back into the classroom. And she was screaming, I'm going to kill you. She told Evan. I hope she dies. But you can see Mrs. Sonnenfeld, the surveillance doesn't have any audio, but you can see, but you can see her pushing her away and grabbing onto her para que no se le soltara y se metiera a la classroom. She was just pushing her away. And then at the same time, you can see other adults, start running. Yeah, and then they went into the classroom, and I think that's when they were trying to get everybody out and all that stuff. Now, Danyna was rushed to St. John Oakland Hospital. It was just a couple of miles away from the school where she was rushed into surgery. Tanaya was apprehended and taken to the police department, where she was ushered into an interview room where she was asked questions by Detective Twardesky. She refused to answer any questions until she talked to Evan first.
Oh, my my God, this girl.
So the police, they arranged the call with Evan again on surveillance. You can just obviously hear her side of the conversation, and she just talked very calmly, like she was very composed. At some points, como que bien quedito, but not really. You could really hear her, just very calm. And she said some of the following. Obviously, it's not like an order or whatever, but she said, "I was hoping it would all be over." And I don't know what Evan said. And she just said, "Everything. I'm sorry. You won't have to worry about me anymore. I told you to be out of your life forever." And by that point, she was crying. So they did have a whole ass conversation, obviously.
But they're not going to release all of it.
Right. And I'm not sure how long it lasted, but she also asked him if he had loved her. I guess according to Danyna, referring to her, and if he had feelings for her.
Wow.
I don't know what he said on the other side. And then
that would have been fun. I hope that he said no, just so that she can be like, what the fuck did I just do?
And then she just said, "Goodbye, Evan." She was just like, "Goodbye, Evan." And then hung up.
Creepy.
Yeah, it was very eerie. Afterwards,
I feel like people, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I feel like people, because my daughter is like that too. Sometimes, like, they're so smart, and my son is so smart. It gets kind of like to a point where you're like, "Fuck, you're scary, dude." Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's some children that you're just like, I don't remember what he said to me. More my son than my daughter, because my daughter, she'd be joking around all the time, but my son, he'll say something and he'll just sit there and just stare, and I'm like, "You're a fucking creeper, motherfucker." So I guess that they're so like. The way that they talk and compel their words is so like fucking
eerie, yeah,
like eerie. So
yeah,
and then especially that she had just stabbed this poor. I mean, it wasn't her ex-friend. I guess I don't even know what to call her.
Frenemies, maybe.
I guess.
Afterward, after the call with Evan, she actually now spoke to Detective Twardesky, where she admitted to bringing a knife to school, but she denied stabbing Tanaya.
Oh no, baby girl, todos te vieron, manita.
When she was asked if she knew who had stabbed her, she said no.
Okay.
She just responded that it was just really dark and she heard screaming and that she was running. She then remembers being taken downstairs and that she didn't know what was going on.
She blacked out, basically.
When she was asked how she knew Tanaya, she just said, "I don't like her." And when she was asked why, yeah, and I didn't say that, she did.
No, that's what I'm saying.
And when she asked why, she said, "Because I hate her." Detective Twardesky then asked her what she had done that caused her to hate her, and she just said, "Everything."
Okay.
Twardesky then asked her to help him understand why she didn't like her. And Tanaya just, stated they started doing cross country together and they started hanging out. She was over at his house. She ruined everything. As I stated earlier, Tanaya was rushed into surgery, but sadly passed away from her injuries and was declared dead at 9:24 a.m.
Oh my God, that breaks my heart.
It was determined that she had 4 stab wounds, 2 to the back and 2 to the chest. One of them, the ones that she had on her chest, one of them was to her heart, and the other one punctured a lung.
That's why she passed away.
And it's so crazy that you're... Like, you go into class and you would never in your wildest dreams imagine, "I'm not going to make it out of second period."
Girl, what the fuck?
Like, what?
No, and then if she would have just, and then, my thought immediately is like, she could have just stabbed her in her back and she might have made it. Pero at what point does she turn her around, or does she want to stab her in the chest?
Sabe, dude.
Like, like sometimes when you're just when you're enraged,
you're enraged,
yeah.
You see, aquella was like sportier. Tanaya just looked a little bit more smaller, I guess.
Smaller? No, but what I'm saying is, like, at what point does it go from I'm just stabbing her because I'm pissed?
Not even like, why are you stabbing her in the first place?
Por eso, but I'm just talking about right now in the moment, where she's leaving the moment, she's pissed because she's enraged, and it's proven that people can go into like psychosis mode or whatever.
Yeah.
And
momentarily.
And at what moment does she turn her around and stabs her? Like, she wanted to stab her in the chest. Like, she wanted to kill her.
Maybe once they fell to the floor or something.
I don't know. This is making me really sad because that is so crazy. This is she got up in the morning, said goodbye to her parents, got on the bus or whatever.
She walked her dog in the morning.
Walked her dog,
grabbed the knife.
Yes.
Take it.
And at what point do you say, "I am going to kill somebody today"?
She already knew.
That's crazy. And también la otra muchacha, like, she got up in the morning, said bye to her parents.
I'll see you later.
Come back.
Yeah.
You know, like, fuck, man, over a boy
that she had nothing to do with. You know, they were just friends.
They were just friends.
That's what I'm saying. Like, all this happens every day, but it never ends this way. It's not supposed to, you know?
Yeah. It's like, I was talking to my daughter yesterday about this little boy she's been texting, and she's like, Mom, he's just my friend. Like, she told me like 3 times, Mom, I don't like him. He's just my friend. And so then I'm like, yeah, I believe you 100%.
Because she would tell you if it was otherwise.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, like, what if there's a girl out there like her, like,
likes him,
and then she's like, no, he likes someone else. And I'm like, okay, but now at what point do you tell your daughter don't talk to this boy?
Yeah.
You know, because we're equal.
She's not doing anything wrong.
She's not doing anything wrong.
It's not, you know? So Tanaya was charged with first-degree murder with premeditation on September 14th, so just 2 days later, and was held without bond. Before some hearings took place, her lawyer requested she undergo a mental competency exam. And I'm not sure what the results of those were. I think she was fine because she had never showed any signs of like mental illness or anything of the sort. The case against Tanaya wasn't technically going to be a difficult one to build. There were plenty of witnesses that saw her stab Tanaya.
Not only that, the teacher.
Not only that, but there was also plenty of evidence that she had planned the attack. Yeah. She brought the knife from home to school.
She wrote Evan.
And she waited until second period to stab her.
Because she knew that was a time
that they were going to be in the same.
What if she knew, dude, think about it. What if she knew they were going to be partnered up? Everybody was going to be moving. Like, what the fuck? That's crazy.
And even down to the song that she was listening to when she walked into class was a clue of what was to come. It was, I guess it's the EXO Tour Life by Lil Uzi Vert. And it was big at that time. A lyric from the song says, "Push me to the edge. All my friends are dead."
That's crazy.
Also, the text to Evan, you know, it's time. It's just, evidence was compelling, pues. Mm-hmm. There were various hearings where witnesses testified, including Evan, Mrs. Sonnenfeld, the school resource officer, and Detective Twardeski, to name a few. In August 2020, Tanaya accepted a plea deal and pleaded no contest to first-degree premeditated murder. Mm-hmm. At 19, she was sentenced to 27 years to 60 years in prison by Judge Catherine Viviano. She received credit for 735 days that she had already served in county jail and was ordered not to have any contact with Danaya's family. Wow. She will be eligible for parole in 2045.
Wow.
Because she was just 17. If she would have been 18, she would have been charged as an adult, and then she probably would have been up for life in prison. Now, Tanaya did express remorse at the sentencing, and she said, quote, "If I could take it back, I would. I accept the punishment, and I know no amount of apologies will take it back. And I am so, so sorry. I just hope that one day you'll be able to forgive me." End quote. Now, Tanaya was laid to rest just a week later, which is crazy because, I mean, it goes back to, like, you're here one day and not the next, and you don't even make it to next week.
Like she's over here thinking graduation, all of these things, and then boom, you're gone like that, just for over a boy.
Yeah, to put it simply, pues.
Yeah.
Now her funeral, her casket was very beautiful. It was like a purple flowered casket that also had her image on the top. Many wore purple, which was reported to be her favorite color. Even her casket was purple, like with the flowers were purple. And in attendance was even the mayor of Warren, Jim Fowitz, along with hundreds of other people.
Because
estaba lleno.
It's because it's senseless stuff.
Yeah.
It's senseless. And I know we say this every
because
time.
Because it is. It's the truth.
So senseless. But, I mean, she was a child.
She was 16. She would have turned 17 that November.
Oh, my God.
And that's the case of Danyna Gibson and Tanaya Lewis.
That is so... And I know people say this again. It's crazy. But it really is. It's so sad because... Once again, we go back to the same thing. I'm a parent of a girl that is in
a teenager.
A teenager that's about to hit high school, you know, next year. So that is fucking scary to me.
Yeah.
As soon, like, I'm always like on the lookout, like listening to what she says.
Yeah, like looking
at her phone and stuff like that, because I'm like, okay, I need to make sure that I'm paying attention to anything, because if any small thing, I'm like, hey, what's going on? What are you doing? Tell me about this, you know? So I am so deeply sorry for the family's loss. And
it's true because even Tanaya's parents lost their daughter.
Yeah. That's what I was like. Did her family say
they were
anything?
just, heartbroken. I mean, they were at every hearing.
They were probably like, we thought you knew better. Like, we thought you were better than, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's disappointing once again, as a parent, but it's just tragic. It's tragic. Because you're like thinking about that other person's daughter too. That's gone. That's gone.
Forever.
At least you can go see her in the prison, but this girl, 16 years old, she's never going to do whatever she had going for her. That is crazy. So thank you so much for that, sister. I'm without words, but if you would like to let us know how we're doing, if you'd like to follow us on Instagram, you can at
Cafecito and Crime Pod. And if you would like to download our episodes, leave us a review, rate us. We would really, really appreciate it. And leave some comments on our post.
Yeah. And if you would like to let everybody know how awesome we are, that'd be great. Because 2025, we're doing the best we can.
Yeah.
So if you can help us out with that would be great. Let us know how we did with this. And we will talk to you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.